Hello. What is the crack? Welcome back to the Bad Movie Buff podcast with me, your host, Niall Brady. So, season finale here. We're on season 8, episode 6. And this week I am joined by comedian Edel Carey to talk about the masterpiece that is Jurassic Park, the best film of all time, apart from Lord of the Rings. Now, me and Edel were chatting a few months ago, and she said back then she wanted to do Jurassic Park in the podcast, and I said 100%, just trying to get through the fucking list of people now. It's a melt. The admins, I'll not get into it. But then the legend. Well, no, actually, I met Edel in person then for the first time. I've started doing stand-up, which you've probably heard me talking shite about. And it was my second gig, and Edel was also on the card. On the card? Is that a boxing term? In the undercard? I don't know. Edel was also performing, and we got cracking. And then, like 2 days later, Sam Neill passed away. So I just wrote to Edel and was like, here, listen. Let's just do this now. And she's a legend. She drove the whole way from the north coast to come to Newry, and we got a podcast recorded, and it was great crack. And I explained my Jerry curl looking hair in the last episode. I'm just out of the shower. I forgot that I had to record this, but I really hope you enjoy this episode. If you don't already like and subscribe, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Yous are all legends. Thank you so much. Right, that's us now. What's the crack? Welcome to Newry, Edel Carey.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem at all. This has kind of been in the works for a wee while, hasn't it?
We have. We've been chatting about it. Yeah.
Because you messaged me a while back saying you were down to talk about Jurassic Park, which I love, by the way. It's like probably one of my favourite films of all time. I've got the book up behind you as well. But at that time I was like, oh yeah, I'll, get it sorted eventually. But now fucking Sam Neill's gone.
Sam Neill's left us. I know.
Devastated. So I thought sooner the better get this talked about. And listen, I usually have half the amount of notes on a film.
Right, okay.
This is the first time I've had to use a new page for the trivia.
Right, okay.
So
you're going to put me to shame now with all this trivia?
No, not at all. It's more just you're going to have to listen to me go full mental person for at least an hour here. Have you any time limit or any time you need to
No, I'm in no hurry. No, you're fine.
Perfect. Okay. So 4 hours then. Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's go. Our thesis on Jurassic Park.
Yeah. But no, it'll be a bit of crack here. So yeah, what's the crack? What is your relationship with this film then? Like, do you remember the first time you seen it? No?
I do, yeah. And keeping in mind, I suppose I'm quite a bit older than you. So Jurassic Park would have came out when I was about 9.
Okay.
And too young
to work that out now.
So no, don't show me up. But too young to go to cinema to see it. But I remember us renting it then.
Yeah.
Getting it out of the video rental shop up in the Mace.
Yeah.
And sitting down and watching it. I was maybe about 10 at this point, and we'll go into. I know we'll go through the film, but that first time the T-Rex steps through the fence is just emblazoned in my memory.
Oh, really?
And the eye coming down to looking into the Land Rover door.
Yeah.
That's it. I had nightmares afterwards, but at the same time, not nightmares. I was terrified. It was just, I was so like just in my head, and I watch it over. It's one of those films. If I'm just flicking through channels and it's on, then I'm watching it to the end. I'm watching it all the way through. I can't skip past it.
I had actually watched it recently enough, so when I was rewatching, I was like, I'm not going to be as involved. I couldn't take my eyes off it. Like,
still, it holds up. It holds up so well.
Yeah.
And the advancements as it was, and I'm sure we'll chat about it in terms of CGI, the animatronics, and all the rest of it, was just at a different level than anything that had gone before. And it still stands up whenever you watch it back now, compared to even the modern day CGI, like
absolutely.
Project Hail Mary, all the rest of it, which is just mind blowing as a film. But Jurassic Park holds its own.
Yeah, like every time I'm watching it. Like, and it's probably a better commentary on the fact that I'm not thinking about the CGI, because generally when you go back to these films, you're going, oh, it looks a bit dated, but you're not even thinking about it.
You're not,
because it does look still so good.
Yeah.
But here I'm woeful. I forgot to even introduce you. So I would say you're mostly gig around. You're a comedian, mostly gig around Belfast. Then,
very much so. Do the odd Derry gig as well. But there's not as much choice up through Derry. But just where I live, it's near to Derry and near to Belfast. So I've kind of got the pick of the bunch. But Belfast is more spots. So yeah.
Oh, good stuff, yeah. We had, I've started doing treading the old boards now.
Yes.
What a cringe thing to say, treading the boards. I've had 2 gigs under my belt, but we gigged together the last one, which was like a week ago or something.
In Watson. Yeah.
In the Watson, It was good crack, like, yeah.
It was a quiet crowd that night, though, unfortunately.
It's the weather, like.
Yeah, it wasn't good. The weather
It's the last thing you want to do is kind of lock yourself in a dark room, like, isn't it?
Whenever it's that type of heat, everyone just wants to be out sitting in a beer garden, which is fair enough. I think if I had the choice, maybe I'd have been doing the same.
Yeah, 100%.
But I had 5 minutes to do, and I was doing it.
That's it, yeah. And it's a Tuesday as well. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm more of like a weekend warrior in regards to that.
Are you?
I couldn't even look at a drink during the week.
No, fair enough.
And then like Saturday, I'm like, hey. You know what I mean? Like,
get it all done in the one day.
Yeah, pretty much. And then hate myself all of Sunday, like, you know.
Yeah. It's good to have a hobby.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I picked up the banjo recently because it's like the only musical instrument you can walk into a pub with and drink a load of pints. Like,
yes, the banjo.
Good stuff. But yeah, so we're here to talk, as I said, we're here to talk about the 1993. I say this about every film, but I'm going to really emphasize it here. Masterpiece.
Absolute
That
masterpiece.
is Jurassic Park. I would say, other than The Lord of the Rings, this is my favourite film of all time.
Oh.
Tell you, my kind of relationship with it was, I was always very aware of it. And for example, you're talking about that T-Rex scene.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it hit me as hard because I had watched Wayne's World 2 before I'd watch it, and there's a scene in Wayne's World 2 where they spoof it. So I kind of knew it was coming, if you know what I mean. But shout out to David Heatley, who I think might listen to this podcast, is one of my childhood friends growing up, and he kind of, I'd say he got me into a lot of films, but one day he was like, oh, I've got Jurassic Park on video here if you want to watch it. And I was like, no interest. And he's like, trust me. Like, you know. And for me, the standout thing that kind of blew me away was the music. And
yes, John Williams' score is, it still stands up again as a
so
masterpiece,
good.
Independent of the film.
Yeah.
Obviously the two together just make it what it is, but as an independent soundtrack,
it's incredible.
fantastic.
Me and Aoife, we got married there in October, and our friend was doing the music for it, and I was like, can you work Jurassic Park in there somewhere? And it was my friend Ellen McGuire Wedding singing. Check her out as well. But her piano and guitar accompaniment is a guy called Kevy Canavan, unbelievable musician as well. And she is like, I'll get Kevy to sort it. Like, so it was like the lightings of the candles,
Yes.
and the music came on. It's like
On
the
that
piano.
would have been unbelievable.
And I was like tearing up at the fucking thing. Like, but the funny part of it was that you could see heads whip around and look at each
I
other and
know.
go, "Is that fucking
It's
Jurassic
so
Park?"
recognizable. It really is. Yeah.
So yeah, I love it. And like the part in particular there, I remember being blown away by when I was younger was when the helicopter's coming in and it's din din and din din. Oh,
yes.
I was tearing up watching it yesterday.
Yeah,
It was so good. Yeah.
Funny, John Williams, he had wrote the score and it was still being worked on after the film had finished filming. At this point, Spielberg was away to Poland filming Schindler's List.
Yeah.
And so Williams was sending over the score on tape for him to listen to as he was driving back and forth to set to do Schindler's List. And I'm just imagining what a mindfuck that would be to be listening to that. Dun, 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 and then
Wee
lancing
girl in
into
a red
filming
coat.
Schindler's List.
Oh my God.
Also, I didn't realise, just because Schindler's List is so much in the black and white, I just had it in my head as being an older film, but actually Jurassic Park's older.
Yeah, it's mad to think of. Wee fun fact about Schindler's List. So Spielberg never finished his film degree in university.
Right.
So when he went back to finish it, he handed in Schindler's List as his final project.
Jesus, like how do you start marking that?
It's not nuts.
Like what professors go look at this and go, oh God.
B-, like, you know what I mean?
I could try harder.
Schindler's is one that I've watched once in uni, I think, and it's like, I am in no rush to watch. It's amazing.
It is.
I am in no rush to watch that again. Like, you know what I mean?
I haven't seen Liam Neeson in so many other things. It's kind of hard to take him seriously now in Schindler's.
Yeah, especially after Naked Gun. Like,
Yeah.
But
sidetrack.
Yeah, I know. That's what this podcast is.
Tangents all over.
I probably should have warned you about that before. I think you were saying you listened to the Cara O'Hagan episode.
I did
there.
listen to Cahir and I listened to James McKechnie's one in Interstellar. I've listened to a few of the older ones too, back a few months back too. But so I appreciate the tangents.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the Cara O'Hagan one was like 20 minutes in. And I'm like, oh shit, Pain and Gain.
By the way, here to chat about this film.
Yeah.
What is that film? By the way?
You haven't seen it before?
No, I haven't seen it. I was just listening to it because it's Cahir. Cahir lives quite close to me.
Yeah.
And it was nice to hear the North Antrim accent on a podcast again and
Yeah.
chatting a lot about hurling too. Nothing to do with the film, but I was listening to going, yeah, that's absolutely right. Totally agree with what Cahir's saying.
Yeah, because it was actually me listening to you and Leanne. You're saying pretty much exactly what Cahir was saying to me about how it's
about
just
the
hurling country up there. Like,
very much so, very much so.
Yeah.
So no, I listened to it and then I'm fascinated now with this film. I'm like, I think I need to watch this Pain and Gain, but
You
just because
actually should.
and Cahir's passion for it as well.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? How much do you know about this?
So when I started this podcast, what I thought it was going to be, because I always give the guest the option to choose what film to talk about.
Yes.
So I thought it was going to be every week like a Jurassic Park equivalent. But then realizing that most of my guests are comedians always, and everyone has like a weird film they liked growing up.
Yeah.
And that's what everyone's choosing. Like it's the likes of Pain and Gain, or Dan Leith chose Mac and Me, which is the fucking maddest film. And there's a few other ones in there, and it's like I've had to watch Luke McGivern Troll 2. I've had to watch some of the shittest films of all time that no one's seen. And
that's
then,
a very Luke film,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
So I thought that to be fair, Troll 2 especially, I actually loved every second. It was that bad, it was good. But I thought every week it would be me like watching the best films of all time and all, but it's actually the
Lord of the
opposite.
Rings and all, yeah. Do you know what? There's a film I kind of had it in my head to say to you about, but I don't think I've ever met anyone else who's watched it or even knows what I'm talking about. It's called Hear My Song.
Okay, I don't know.
It's got Adrian Dunbar and Jimmy Nesbitt in it back when they're like early 20s, and it's a very, very Irish film.
Yeah.
But basically, I think Adrian Dunbar plays like a showbiz agent, and the two of them they're basically trying to get this disgraced old singer to come back and do one big show in Liverpool, and it's how they try to chase this man down. He lives in the wild west of Ireland somewhere, and it's a bit of a comedy, but it was one of those random films. My grandparents had it on VHS in their house. It was like one of the only VHSs they had that wasn't John Wayne. So we just watched it every Saturday, and there's just a brilliant line on it where Adrian Dunbar has picked up Jimmy Nesbitt up from the docks, and they're flying up this back road. Adrian Dunbar's driving like a lunatic, and Jimmy Nesbitt says to him, geez, you're a terrible driver. And he says, oh, you just see me when I'm on my own. He says, I'd hate to be with you when you're on your own.
That's great.
And it's like good. One of those quotes that me and my siblings still do to each other. Oh, you're a terrible driver. To see me when I'm on my own. But again, don't know anyone that's watched it, so yeah, that's one of the ones I should have probably said to you about. But Jurassic Park as well.
Ah, yeah,
here. Talk about it all day.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Well, we'll get into it here, right? So I need to explain the plot, but it's based on the Michael Crichton novel. Michael Crichton seems to really love dystopian theme parks, and this is one of them. So he kind of wrote this in response to, he thought kind of scientific breakthroughs were getting a bit too profitable, and he wrote this based off that. It was like a biological theme park where the attractions are real. If you're familiar with his other work, he wrote Westworld.
Yes, watched it. Yeah,
which is also like a kind of dystopian theme park
very
type
much
thing.
So, yeah.
There's another one that I can't think of the name of now.
Is he not involved in ER as well?
Yes, that's actually a fucking cracking fact I read about this. So Spielberg had actually signed on to direct an ER film based off Michael Crichton's novel.
Film? Oh, right, okay.
So he wrote the novel of ER.
Right.
I didn't know it was even a book.
Didn't know it was a novel.
And Spielberg had signed on to write it, and then essentially what happened was Jurassic Park was being released. Spielberg got an early copy of it and was like, no, I want to do this now.
This is the one.
So when he finished Jurassic Park, he helped develop ER into the TV series that it became.
I love ER as well.
Yeah, that blew my mind. Yes, sir. I didn't know Michael Crichton wrote that. I think I watched it when I was very young, and I think my sister was like a big fan of it, and she kind of probably shouldn't have had me watching it.
Yeah, some of it's a bit rough. Yeah,
a
bit before your time.
Yeah. Clooney was in it, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Clooney was early days.
Who else? What do you call that actress? She played Abby in it. Her name was Abby in ER.
Yes. Oh my God, what's her name?
The only reason I remember that is because I remember I went to a school called the Abbey, and I was like, oh, she's my school.
Yeah.
But so essentially this is the story of John Hammond wants to open up a theme park with dinosaurs. Shit goes wrong.
Very quick.
But so the way I kind of do this is when I'm watching it, I'll just write down things we should talk about, and that's why I was like, look how fucking much I have here. But see, to be fair, most of these are just quotes, so I'm just gonna be screaming quotes at you here for an hour. If that's okay.
I'll try and quote the next line because I do know it quite well.
Yeah. So the very first quotable line in this, I think, is the opening scene, which is 11 out of 11, is when they're bringing the raptors into the park, and Muldoon is the name of the Kenyan hunter. Kenyan? Yeah, he is Kenyan, isn't he? And basically when the raptor gets out and he's hitting them with the whole shoot her! Oh, so good. Poor
Joffrey.
What Joffrey, is that the name of the guy?
Yeah, Joffrey gets it.
So just that, the ominousity, is that a word, ominousity, how ominous that scene is, it is. Just really sets up the film for how good it's going to be. But also I kind of want to talk about some slight differences of the book versus the film.
Oh, okay. I haven't read the book, but I'll be interested to know.
There's actually not that many, but one of the biggest ones, which is the first one I have written down here, because after the shoot her scene, it goes straight to Donald Gennaro, who is the lawyer representing the funders. Investors. What is wrong with me? But it's too early in the morning. The investors for the company that's essentially funding Jurassic Park. And InGen, is it?
Well, InGen's the company that Hammond runs. I don't know that we ever find out if the investors are like on the board of InGen, or they're a different company.
Yeah.
Just know InGen's the kind of overarching umbrella company, corporation that everything kind of falls below as InGen.
Nice, yeah.
Yes,
there you go, school of me now. Yeah. But yeah, so in the book, Gennaro is an absolute badass. Like,
oh shit! Well, that's not how he comes across in the film at all.
he's
right?
constantly described as being like muscular beneath his suit,
God, right.
and there is like scenes in it where he's like saving the kids, not running away from them and all.
Oh
so,
no, well, that's not how it comes across. No.
Yeah, definitely not. So it's probably the biggest difference. And like also another cool thing about the book is see the opening scene where you first meet Dr. Alan Grant.
Yes.
Do you know the raptor bones that he's finds and the neck's bent away back? I should have written down the exact description, like, but it goes into detail of like why the raptor's neck is bent like that. It's essentially like whatever muscle that holds its neck forward dries up and then snaps. So all the raptor fossils have their necks bent. I thought that was a cool wee tidbit as well. My next favorite quote, and there's like a fan theory behind this one, right?
Okay.
Do you know the wee kid at the dig?
Yes.
More like a 6-foot turkey, you know that, when he's
Yes,
talking about the thing.
about the raptors.
Have you ever heard the theory that he's Chris Pratt's character in the Jurassic World movies?
No.
Yeah, there's like online theories that he, because Alan Grant scared him so much, he grows up with such a respect for dinosaurs that he becomes Owen in Jurassic World. Like,
But sure, Owen was in the Navy.
was he? Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's one of the famous quotes from what's the first kind of one that he was in? One of those first films.
Jurassic World.
Jurassic Worlds.
Yeah.
I was in the Navy, not the Navajo.
Oh yeah. So bad.
I know. Whenever she was looking him to track the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Or not. I know the Indominus Rex.
That's right. Yeah.
I was in the Navy, not the Navajo.
So have you seen all the Jurassic Park
I
films?
haven't seen the latest one.
Yeah, I'm the same then.
I haven't seen the latest one. I think I did see the one before that, but maybe once.
It's the worst one, I
Is
think.
Is it?
Dominion it's called.
Yes.
And it's the one where they brought back Sam Neill and Laura Dern and all.
Probably should watch it then, but no, I haven't seen that one. But yeah, I have watched 2 and 3. Not a lover of 2. The second one, well, once they get to San Diego, it kind of just lost its path entirely.
I thought that as well,
yeah. Although the bit with the two T-Rexes trying to get back the baby T-Rex whenever they're in the like big RV thing.
Oh yeah,
it's one of my favorite scenes. I do love that. And the third one, Lost World. I love Lost World. Just with
Lost World's the second one.
Sorry, the third one then.
Third one then. It's like a horror movie nearly. The third one, isn't it? Sam Neill's back, isn't it?
What's the title for it then?
I think it's just Jurassic Park 3.
Is it?
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything else, right? Okay.
So that's the one where Grant has to go back to the island, isn't it?
But the big Spinosaurus is the main kind of T-Rex, not T-Rex, the main kind of dinosaur that's chasing them, the big spin, but it's with the satellite phone ringing on its stomach.
That's right, yeah. I seen it in the cinema actually.
Right,
yeah. I remember there's a really terrifying scene in it where it's like really misty and they're walking across this wire bridge and then a pterodactyl walks out. Like class. Yeah. I think well, you're never going to beat the first one, like, but
that's it.
Second one wasn't bad, but I know what you mean. It loses its way towards the end.
But yeah.
Third one I need to rewatch. It's been years. Jurassic World, I remember really liking it. And then Fallen Kingdom, not great. Dominion, shite.
Okay.
Like I was watching it going like, what the fuck is going on
I
here?
think there's a new one, Rebirth.
Yeah, it's actually meant to be half decent.
Right.
Yeah.
It's I'm gonna have to watch it now, am I?
What do you call him directed that? Your boy that did like, I always forget his name. Never mind. Bad movie buff. Yeah. Right. So there is a couple of cool things in this that when you realize, when you've watched a film as much as probably we have, and it's things I only really picked up since reading the book, is Hammond's incompetency is constant throughout the whole film.
Yeah.
So the first time you get a glimpse of it is when he lands the helicopter at the dig site and he's blowing the bones away and all, and they're all flipping the lid. But there's a very subtle one in that scene that blew my mind, and it's when he goes into the caravan, and you know, when Ellie Sattler walks in and goes, "Who's the asshole?" Then Alan Grant's like, "Oh, this is our, you know," I almost said funder again. Investor. What's wrong with me? And he's like, "Oh, I hope you're enjoying the 50,000 I'm giving you every year." But he's popping the champagne, right? And he puts the champagne into 2 whiskey tumblers.
Yes.
There's champagne fruits behind him on the counter. I never noticed that until someone pointed it out to me.
Okay.
So just wee things like that.
Yeah. Well, there's that constant line go out throughout the film is spared no expense.
Yeah.
And it's just we threw money at it, as opposed to really understanding. And it's randomly one of the things that gets to me. I appreciate we're kind of going in sequence here, but whenever the raptor egg is hatching in the lab,
Yeah.
and he's given off to Dr. Wu saying, I insist on being here for them all because they imprint on the first animal that they've seen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how fucking impractical is that to insist that your boss comes down every time an egg's hatching whenever you're trying to run a theme park?
Yeah.
How impractical is that? You're going to be
Unbelievable.
not available for a lot of this. So that was just me in my very kind of logical head.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And another, like, a big book difference is Hammond dies in the book. Yeah.
Ooh, didn't know that.
So sorry, spoiler for the book.
Yeah,
but,
I haven't read it. That's fine.
See, their intro to Jurassic Park, The Lost World, where it's the wee girl on the beach and all the wee tiny dinosaurs start nipping at her. That's actually the start of the book, of the first book. And those same dinosaurs are the ones that get Hammond. So it's him like running away from them, and then he's like, "Oh, my creatures," like, and all, and they're like, "Nah, fuck you," like, you know.
Mate.
And another big difference in the book is fucking Ian Malcolm dies in the book as well. Right?
No way, not Jeff.
It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Because the second book, which the second film is based on, was written off the back of the success of the film.
Okay.
So essentially, the studio were like, "All right, Michael, write
Keep
another
going,
one," like, and then he's like,
here.
"To bring Malcolm back from the dead here," like, because the second book was more of a direct sequel to the film where he didn't die.
Right.
Makes no sense.
No,
Makes no
absolutely.
sense at all. What else do I have here? I love the scene where it's Wayne Knight's character, Dennis Nedry, you know, when he goes to do the like undercover spy thing, like, so he's meeting a character called Dodgson. He's actually one of the bad guys in Jurassic World Dominion. Then your boy Dodgson.
Oh, I never picked that up.
Yeah,
Okay.
different actor that plays him, you see.
Right.
But that's actually the same character. And in the book, there's like a lot more of a heavier plot on Dennis Nedry and the rival company that Dodgson's working for. I fucking forgot to write down their name. But the whole thing is essentially that it's kind of more mild subtext in the film where Nedry thinks he's being underpaid, but he wrote the entire
code to run the place.
And was like, "Fuck you." He's like, but he gets what coming to him in the end, doesn't he?
He really does, in quite a sad way too. But yeah, it's one of those ones where whenever I was watching it as a child, he just came across as quite a disgruntled employee, and it's a bit "fuck you" type of thing.
Yeah.
But now understanding a bit more about how much he was responsible for and actually what it required, and probably whenever he bid for that job, whatever bid he put in, not having a clue what was going to be required, he probably was underpaid.
Yeah, 100%. Like,
and Hammond was throwing money at everything except for actually paying the man that was keeping the place ticking over.
Yeah.
So I kind of get it a wee bit now that I'm an adult, but at the time as a kid, it's just like, he's a prick.
I think it's more, probably a commentary and is like modern views and things like that. Like in the 90s when that came out, everyone was going, "Yeah, fuck you, you're getting paid enough." Like, you know,
screw all day.
Yeah,
it's not a work.
Screw that billionaire guy. Like, he shouldn't be paying you anymore. Nowadays, you're like, yeah, he probably is underpaid, to be fair. Like, you know. But yeah, that like the line when you first realize how much of a dick he is when the bill comes down and he
don't
just
get
looks
cheap on me, dodging.
so good.
Don't get cheap on me, dodging.
He's just wiped the shaving cream onto someone's fucking pie in the table over, like, you know. He's like, that's what Spielberg's so good at doing. It's just one scene where two characters are meeting and having a meal. You know exactly what type of guy this guy is. Like, the wee Barbasol can's cool as fuck. I really want one
really
of those.
Was cool. Yeah.
I wish I did drugs so I could like hide drugs in that or something. Like, you know what I mean?
A can of shaving cream.
Yeah.
Although this is obviously pre 9/11, so they were saying it was no problem getting it through customs. So it's like, actually, you wouldn't get through that through customs after a few years once we'd hit 9/11. There's no way you'd have got that through.
How TSA get you? Now, I think I do a pretty sick impression of. To move on. See when they're the next scene when they agree to go, essentially is like, "I'll fund again, throw them on it. I'll fund you a dig for the next
like
3 years."
Yeah.
So the next scene is them on the helicopter. It's when you're first introduced to Dr. Ian Malcolm, played magnificently by Jeff Goldblum. So the first line he says is, "So you dig up dinosaurs, right?" And then Sam Neill says, "We try to." And then, do you remember his laugh after that? I think I do a pretty good Jeff Goldblum laugh. You ready?
Yeah.
I've got a bit of a blocked nose here, like, so I'll give it a go.
You built it up too much.
Yeah. So he goes.
Very good.
I'm gonna clip that and try put it alongside, and if I deem it good enough,
yes, two side by side.
You know, someone remixed that back in the day and like put like a kind of heavy bass line to it, and it's class. Like, and like it's like the breakdown is like, It was like, you'll have to get used to Dr. Malcolm. It's so good. Like, but yeah, again, iconic intro for a character.
Really is, and it's still. The whole idea about them bringing people to the park was we needed somebody like professional to sign off on it for the investors, just calm down the investors, and it was the lawyer brought Malcolm, who is a chaostician, as opposed to the owner brought like a paleontologist and a paleobotanist, the actual scientist. And I have no idea when Malcolm was there. Still, like, what credentials does he hold that means that any investor would have been going, this guy says it's okay, so let's go.
I know what you mean. I was actually thinking about that, and in my mind then, I know I could be completely wrong, because I don't think I've ever heard of the term chaotician outside of this film.
No, outside this film, absolutely. I've heard of chaos theory, but not as being a profession.
To me, it sounded like he was just like a really fancy term for like an insurance risk adjuster, like. You know what I mean? Like, he could be like, here, there's so much shit going
could be
on
something
here.
In that,
you know what I mean? So that's maybe why the lawyer picked him up, but he's too cool to just call himself that.
Absolutely.
He has to be all sexy and drip water in women's hands and all, like, you know.
See which way it rolls.
I was raging for Alan Grant, and I was like, Grant, turn round. He's taking Ellie Sattler from you. Like, you know?
Pay attention here.
So good. Like, so, yeah, continuing on the helicopter scene then. So, again, I don't know if you've ever. I'm not saying I picked up on this naturally. I read this on the internet, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna play that off as if I noticed that. But when the helicopter's landing and he can't get a seatbelt on, do you know that
female
whole
ends?
thing?
Yes.
Genius.
It's very subtle foreshadowing.
Yeah. So essentially, for anyone that hadn't picked up on it, it's he can't get a seatbelt on, and his resolution for doing it is getting the two female ends of the seatbelt and just tying them in a knot. And the whole ongoing theme of the film is obviously life finds a way.
Life finds a way.
Seatbelts find a fucking way, like, you know.
Yep, it is marvelous. Just two females will make it work.
yeah, unbelievable. Like, so where are we now? Yeah, so going on after that, then the next part is the next part I want to talk about is the reaction to the Brachiosaurus.
Yeah,
which I think is without a doubt the best part in the entire film.
Infamous.
And I was listening to the Empire podcast yesterday, and they were saying like Sam Neill's reaction to that sells you in the entire rest of the movie, which it's so true. Yeah. Like, his reaction is so, and then he turns her head and all, but just that combination of like that and the music hitting, that makes me emotional every time I watch it. I was sitting there going, fucking dinosaurs. Yesterday, like, you know.
I only picked up when I recently rewatched this that I had always in my head that Ellie was looking at a map at that point in time, and like she was studying a map going, what is this and how could this be? And I only picked up, it's actually a massive leaf.
Yeah,
she's picked a leaf because she's a botanist.
Yeah, and
she's trying to explain how this leaf shouldn't exist, this shouldn't be here, we don't understand what it is. Yeah, and that's what she's staring at so intently whenever he turns her head to look. I always thought it was a map, but obviously just not paying attention, because his you're looking at him at that point in the scene, you're not really taking on what's happening kind of in the sides.
I never picked up on that until I read the book.
Oh, that was the leaf she's looking at.
Yeah, and what I think's so cool about that is that her mind is blown, that like with her thing is like, oh my god, this leaf has been extinct for, and then he's like, look at that. Like, you know, fucking hell. And then after that, Hammond says, oh yes, the T-Rex can clock speeds up to, and he's like, you have a T-Rex?
You have a T-Rex.
We have a T-Rex. So good. So damn good.
She's like, put your head between your knees.
Yeah. He's about to faint. Like, and then the next line after that, which I love, is like, they move in herds. And then he goes, they do move in herds. Oh, so good. Like, I don't think there's another film that captures that sense of awe,
the childlike wonder as well.
And even like childlike wonder on behalf of an adult that has studied dinosaurs his whole life. There's no other film that has had that I can think of that has had a character being like,
that captures it in the way
this is what I'm living for. Like, you know.
I know.
Now the next scene, the best character in the entire movie is introduced.
Who's that?
Do you have any ideas? No. Mr. DNA.
I had the feeling you were going to say that.
The dinosaur. I don't know why he's like a fucking old time Southern lawyer. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the reason he was introduced to because he's not in the book, the reason he was introduced in the movie is like, there's a lot of exposition here we have to get through.
And that's the way to do it.
Cartoon.
Sell it into a theme park ride and a bit of information.
Yeah. And one of the things I find in that scene as well that didn't age very well is when he's explaining how they fill in the DNA sequence with the frogs.
Yeah.
He's like, they use high-tech VR technology to fill, and it's just some boy wearing gloves and
with
going
nothing
like,
on his head. He's just kind of going like this. Yes,
it looks so stupid. Like
it does now, I suppose, with what we have with VR. Yeah.
Yeah. So Gennaro, I think after watching this few times, before he obviously legs it in the kids, has some of the best lines in this film, like in terms of comedy wise. But when they're in that scene, when it's, you know, when it spins around to the laboratory and it shows you all the scientists working in the lab,
I don't agree.
What's the line? Do you know the line?
Autoerotica instead of animatronic.
Yeah. Are these autoerotica? And he's like, no, they're not animatronic. So good. Like,
not even close.
He's got another cracking line later on when he's like, oh, we could charge people $2,000, $5,000 a day, and then Hammond's like, no, this park isn't just for the super rich. But this is the stage where Gennaro's like chuffed, and he goes, we could do a coupon day.
All he can see is pound signs like a cartoon character. Yeah,
so good. But
there's not a bit of foreshadowing just even in that piece as well once you get to the lab, where the fact that like that should be the most straightforward bit in terms of theme park is this is where you learn the bit and then you go see the animals.
Yeah, and
you just sit there and you swing around, and immediately Ian, Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler push the cages off to go and get into the lab because like there's not one ride went right.
Yeah, 100%.
The whole show because of human interaction.
Class,
you know, then ruined every piece of it. So, and plus the fact that was far too easy for them to push that off.
100%. Like, and it's another thing that goes to show you how what word I'm looking for? Incompetent Hammond is.
Absolutely.
Like, he couldn't. There's at no point in that film does he have any control of anything that's happening.
Or appreciate the human factor and the human curiosity that was always going to bring it down.
Yeah. And the bit when they go into the lab and so BD1 character Wu, he's explaining, you know, how they made the dinosaurs and how they can't reproduce because they're all female. Yeah. And then Jeff Goldblum, like fucking Ian Malcolm, has a cracking line. He's like, what does someone go into the park and lift up all the dinosaur skirts? How do you know they're all female? That was the worst Jeff Goldblum impression of all time.
I've heard worse. It's fine.
Yeah. And it was only really watching this yesterday, and no joke, I've seen this film like 20 times, that I realised how late in the film the raptors are.
Yeah, they really are.
You don't see them until 1 hour and 44 minutes in.
Do you know what? Out of the whole film, I think the film's just over 2 hours. Dinosaurs are on screen 15 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
So there's a lot of anticipation of them, but actually in terms of actually being on screen, it's 15 minutes.
Mad. Yeah.
I think Jaws. I think Jaws was even less.
Yeah,
Jaws. Think about it. I think it was like 7 minutes. I don't quote me on that. I've not looked up that fact, but I know it's the amount of time that the shark's actually on screen is minimal. Yeah. There's always the tension building with it. Again, another Spielberg classic. Is that John Williams did?
Yeah.
Jaws soundtrack as well. Yeah.
You know what they're at. A whole 2 notes he wrote for that one.
Sorry.
Dude. Have you any like standout scenes in the film? I realise I'm just kind of like screaming my favourite parts of you. Have you any like favourite parts in the film that you can like rewatch over and over?
The T-Rex, from the water, the ripples in the glass of water.
Oh yeah.
The T-Rex paddock. That from it starts there right through till the Land Rover goes over the side, and they land down in the tree. And I just, that whole scene, I was absolutely locked into my chair the first time I watched it, and ever since I still can't take my eyes off the screen. And I think my kind of wonder and love for it now comes through my kids, because I started rewatching it yesterday just thinking about coming down here today, and my son was absolutely locked in.
Was he? Yeah.
He was, yeah.
How old's your son?
He's 11.
Oh, it's like the perfect age.
I know, it really is. He was like sitting in the corner playing Minecraft on the Switch, and next thing I looked and he kept the head was going, next thing the Switch set down, he's in.
Class. Yeah, that action sequence is unbelievable really from start to finish. See the ripples in the water thing, when they were filming that, Spielberg couldn't get them like circular enough. He wanted to be like a circular pattern, and the only way that they could do that was by putting a guitar underneath the glass and like strumming a certain note. So when they're filming that, there was like a guitar built into the dashboard of the guitar to strum it. Like, it's cool, isn't it?
That's interesting. Yeah,
it's just the wee eye to details. Like, it could have vibrated any other way, but it's like, no, it had to be perfectly like circular in his mind. Like, yeah. And
I don't like it. That's again one of those things. You've seen so many spiffs of it even since then, and you know exactly what it's referencing, and all it is a glass of water and a dashboard. Do you know? But it's the most simple thing, but you immediately know what it is the moment in time.
Scary as fuck. Like,
that really was, yeah.
What kind of freaked me out watching it yesterday was, as well, as when the cables for the enclosure started snapping, but you can't see what's snapping, and then it's just a wide shot of the T-Rex just standing in the middle of the two cars.
There's one wee bit that kind of annoys me about that, and it's a bit of an in-joke as well. You do see the T-Rex arm touching the cables just before.
Oh, yeah.
T-Rexes are notoriously very small arms. Yeah. How would you have the T-Rex arm in shot, but not the T-Rex? And my family take the hand at me because I'm the smallest in my family, and my husband's quite tall too. And then I've got short arms, so I'm known in my family as E-Rex.
E-Rex
for some time.
That's quality.
Kind of regret saying that already because now I'm going to get the piss taken out maybe other comedians.
It's okay, no one listens to this podcast.
But I am known as E-Rex in my family because of my short arms.
Yeah, that's class. Yeah.
But that annoyed me again. I've noticed it before, and I was watching it yesterday. This is the wee height of the T-Rex.
You can picture him like holding his head back so he doesn't hit the fence and all. Like, I didn't notice until I read something on IMDb yesterday. See that scene where the T-Rex comes out of the paddock and it's like the other side of the walls at ground level, but then when the thing goes over the fence, it's like a cliff.
Massive drop, yeah.
Never picked up on that until yesterday. Like, mad. But yeah, that is like probably one of the most iconic scenes in cinema of all time. Like,
and do you think now I know they made it up for the film, the whole visual acuity thing, whereby the T-Rex can only see if you move. If Geronimo hadn't got out of the Jeep and ran, would the T-Rex have just walked on past them? Because they were stationary, the two Jeeps. They weren't going anywhere. Obviously, then they started fucking about with a torch, and
I think the torch pushed it over the edge.
But they only did the torch thing because your man got out of the Jeep and ran to the toilets.
Yeah.
If he hadn't have done that, with the T-Rex just wandered off into the bushes, it'd have been a lot shorter film if that.
I know, yeah. And everything was fine.
Everything was fine. They caught him. It's all good.
Do you remember the line that what was her name? Lex, the little girl. Yeah. But you know what she says when Gennaro leaves the car?
Just, he left us.
He left us. Yeah. He left us. And then she says it later on when he has to go up the tree.
Hysterical.
Like, that was another one me and David Heatley used to quote flat out when we were younger. He left us.
No, where's the goat?
Yeah, that's right.
Where's the goat?
Yeah. And then the thing just slaps on the top. Like, one of the best lines in the film, and I think it applies to a lot of things in modern day with AI and stuff. Do you know what I'm going to say?
No.
It's like your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think of whether they should.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So good.
That's so true, and you can apply that to many different scenarios.
Exactly.
As well.
Like,
but also with AI, as you're right, as it goes, it keeps going the way it's going at the minute, and just the death of creativity.
Yeah.
Which I've said quite a few times now.
Yeah.
But it can
death of creativity, and I think it's like, oh no, it's class. We can automate all these jobs now, and it's like, all right, class load unemployed people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, yeah. But I'm sure you're probably the same as me. I hate everything about it. I see people listen to AI songs and all these AI posters and
pure slop.
Like, to be honest, I use it the odd time if I want to like send one of the lads a picture that's slightly edited to freak him out a wee bit. I'd be like, here, cut his left finger off and send it back to him or something. Like, but no, the actual like people going, oh no, wait to hear this tune I made. You didn't fucking make anything.
No, you didn't.
Like, you know,
or just the total waste of it in terms of asking you, what should I have for dinner? This is the ingredients I have. It's like, look in your fridge and decide yourself. Why are we outsourcing thinking now? Come on.
Yeah. And there's people, like, I haven't come across any of these people in real life yet, but apparently there are people that like rely on it so heavily. They're like, oh, what should I do this weekend? All it's like, just fucking figure it out. Like, that's not a life to live, like, is it? Where are we here? Another cracking line from Hammond is when they're having the dinner and when he realizes that Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler and Ian Malcolm are against him, and he goes, the only one I have on my side is the blood-sucking lawyer. So good. I love that scene so much. Like, so I thought, where are we here? So after that scene, that's when the first, I'm going to say where are we a million times here, I have too many notes here, but when they first go into the park for the tour then.
Well, also you've got the introduction of the kids just before that as well.
That's right,
just there to serve a plot point because they need a bit more jeopardy, I'm assuming, throughout the film, and kids just bring that level of jeopardy, but they think, why were they there? I think there's a theory that was their parents divorcing, so Granda's like, I'll look after them for the weekend, you've got stuff to sort out. But then he just lets them loose into an untested theme park with dinosaurs.
Madness. Like, but that again just goes to show his incompetence. Like, he's willing to put his family on the line for it. I think their probably biggest contribution was to the whole Alan Grant not wanting kids thing as well.
Yeah, it brings out the whole paternal side for him, and he obviously then has to look after them throughout what happens.
It's so funny how much he hates them at the start. When he's like, the kid's just a big fan of his, and he's like, oh, do you really think the dinosaurs turned into birds? And he's like, what car are you sitting in? And he's like, whatever one you're sitting in. And he walks over to the other one, just closes the door. He's still talking. Like,
but do you find that's the thing with like kids? I find like kids and cats, if you do not like kids and cats, the kids and cats will flock to you.
Oh, really?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm not a cat person, but if I go to a house with like a friend has cats, that cat will sit on me.
Are you against cats?
I'm allergic.
Oh, really?
I'm allergic, and so I've just never had a fondness for them because I've never really been able to spend any time around them. Plus, I think they're just, they obviously look down on humans. I don't understand why people think that that's a cuddly animal to have in your house. They obviously despise us. I don't get it.
see, to be fair, I wouldn't say I'm definitely a dog person, but I'm not one of these dog people that hate cats.
Right.
I don't think I'd ever get one myself, but like one of my mates, they have 3 or 4 cats, and they're like really cool cats. They've got like, one of them has like such cool eyes. I'll show you a picture after this, just because I sound like a mentalist. And then they've got one of those cats with, the squashed faces, and then they've got like a black and white one, and they all have human names. There's like Betsy, Emmett, Fakra, they all have human names. But like, see, if we're ever like drinking up in their house, the cats like just come up and they're like so nice and like they nuzzle you and all. Like I like those cats.
Okay, very specific on your cats then.
No,
I just find if kids and cats, if they find there's a human about or an adult about that's not fond of them, that's who they'll gravitate to. And I see it in that with Alan Grant and how the kids kind of really went for him. Like even Lex, as a girl that age, it was quite unusual for her to be kind of like so smiley up at him.
She was a bit of a weirdo on this one.
Yeah, she was.
I felt really bad. So the actress that plays her is called Ariana Richards. Okay. And one of the things I was reading about her yesterday made me so sad. She was like devastated as a child that she was like one of the only characters out of the entire franchise that didn't get an action figure.
Right, like, why did she not get one?
I have no idea, but listen, here's a list of who did. So Alan Grant, Muldoon got one, which is understandable, the guy with a gun. Ellie Sattler got one.
Fair.
Tim got a fucking action figure. The kid, like,
he can't even climb a fence.
Dennis Nedry got an action figure.
Get it? That's come on.
And then Ian Malcolm, but Malcolm didn't initially get one. They made his later. Okay. But can you imagine being that age and like you're like, oh, I'm in this class
amazing
movie
film,
and all
this merchandise, and I'm the only one doesn't.
Yeah,
that's a bit rough.
Hammond didn't have one, to be fair, but like, I mean,
who's going to play with that one?
Wheelchair,
no expense.
He's got the fucking walking stick access with attachable walking stick
with amber on the top. Wee lump of amber.
That's class, but yeah, felt quite bad for her in that one. Like, so the next day, and after the introduction of the kids, the next bit they go out onto the actual park, and that's when they're first meant to experience it. And I thought, I only really noticed this yesterday as well. So the Dilophosaurus is the one with the wee frills.
Yeah.
That's the one when they're driving through.
Doesn't
appear. But it was such a Chekhov's gun when the description was like, they spit poison in your eyes and have these wee frills, and you're like, oh, Dennis Nedry is getting it so bad here. Like,
he really did,
fuck that guy. Like, he was that actor Wayne Knight. I think his big thing was like Seinfeld back in the day. That's where he kind of made his name. I've never watched Seinfeld, but I think he played a character called Newman, maybe.
He did, yeah.
But he was kind of the butt of the joke of the 90s, like, wasn't he? Like, that and Space Jam, and there was a few other ones as well that he was.
Space Jam, that's a shout.
Such
a good one.
I have a Space Jam t-shirt, I must say.
Of course you do.
Yeah. But I played basketball growing up.
Well, of course you do, then, absolutely. That tracks.
But it was like, there was like, I think maybe 2 or 3 copies of Space Jam on VHS just passed around Uri Basketball Club back in the day. I think it ended up with me. It's in the house somewhere, like, but so good. So yeah, pure Chekhov's gun with the Dilophosaurus. I think one of the bits that aged quite poorly in the film as well was, see, anytime they're using a computer, have you noticed that they're looking at the side of the monitor?
No.
Because it's like, obviously computers were very new back then, but like there's a bit where Hammond is watching, and it's the famous line he says where he goes, I really hate that man. But the screen is like facing the camera, but he's like watching it like this, as if you're ever going to watch it side on like that, but it's more just for the blocking of the camera and to make it look good in camera. But I was like, he is literally watching the side of that monitor. Like, and then that's the next bit, is when Ian Malcolm gets his grubby hands over Ellie Sattler, like,
I know, no need.
What did you think of that? Like, did you think she should have maybe gone with Malcolm, or do you think she was better with Alan Grant? Like,
she's better with Alan Grant. I think she she's obviously a professional. She knows what she's talking about. She's a scientist.
Yeah.
She thinks he's a bit fun and interesting, but like I think even the way he was talking about, he's got 3 kids. He's always looking for the future ex Mrs. Malcolm.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
What a line.
Yeah.
But that's not Ellie.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I was questioning who I'd end up with at one stage.
Right.
I know Ian Malcolm's a bit of a bad boy. Like
Ian Malcolm for a mad weekend.
Yeah.
Alan Grant, Ian Murray.
But then I think one of the most disappointing parts of the second Jurassic Park for me was that Ian Malcolm wasn't cool in the second one.
Was he in the second one?
Yeah, he was the main character.
Yeah, sorry, was. Yeah. Well, I think is the thought not that the experience of the first one kind of
probably sobered him up a bit.
Hardened him a bit as well too. And then obviously his own child was there, so it wasn't as much crack anymore.
Yeah. I think that's probably another thing that disappointed. I remember like not realising it was the same. I was really young when I watched it, like not realising it was the same character until a bit in, because he had like a different haircut, and he's just like so like clean cut in the second one or something. Yeah. The Triceratops scene is the next one up.
And again, busted out the doors, and obviously didn't lock the doors, just went straight out, and another ride that didn't go according to plan. Like, I know we should have put locking mechanisms on the door. It's like, absolutely, you should have put locking mechanisms.
He says that
before you let anyone out into that park. Like, at the very least, lock the doors.
Yeah.
You know?
He says that to Sam Jackson's character Arnold, like, and he's like, I knew we should have done this. It's like
another thing I keep forgetting, Sam Jackson's in this.
Yeah, this was like one of his first like major
big
roles.
Films, yeah.
So I think, what year did Goodfellas come out actually?
Oh, no idea.
He was in around that, I think. It might have been 91.
Probably early 90s, yeah.
Yeah, but Goodfellas was his first like big role, and he's barely in it. And then I think this, and then Pulp Fiction was the one that made people go, holy fuck, this boy can act. Like, you know. He loved the bane in this film now.
My God, you ever see him? He's not something hanging out of the mouth.
Yeah.
And actually, the cigarette acting, there's a bit whenever he's talking about the code, and he does the whole thing with the cigarette wobbling.
Yeah.
Lip, and it never falls. That's not easy done, and he's putting out some churn of information at that point.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Like, did you smoke, or do you ever smoke? Or?
I bet when I was younger, just a couple here and there when I was drinking, not a lot.
I smoke when I drink. I used to smoke full time, but quit. I drank a lot. But one thing I always say to Aoife is, I like point out, I'd be like, you can tell that actor actually smokes.
Yeah.
And with Sam Jackson in this, I wasn't sure, because not at any stage you see him actually holding the cigarette. It's always in his mouth. Now, I've tried to do that. Smoke immediately goes into your eye and blinds you if you do that. So I don't know, maybe was he wearing glasses or something?
He was, yeah.
Maybe that was the help. Like, because the odd time, like if I'm like golfing or something, and I have a cigarette and I'm going to hit it, I'm like, oh fuck. Like, it's so hard to do. It looks so cool, but you cannot do it. Like,
cigarette acting is a whole new skill. Get it on the CV.
But I swear to God, like I be looking at actors and going, you can tell they're smoky, because you know what it is. You can tell people that don't smoke have real like stiff hands, and they're like afraid to. But like the ones that do smoke are like, you know, maybe holding it down a bit different. I'll do it a separate podcast on this maybe. Like, you know. So yeah, the Triceratops scene. One of my favorite parts in it is, well, obviously the awe of it all. Like, but Ellie Sattler, when she's like looking in the eyes of the Triceratops, it kind of pans out and you can see that she's crying. And I thought Laura Dern's acting in that scene was
very
unbelievable.
Good. She's only like 24, 25 in this.
Was she?
Yeah. She looks older, and she's beautiful. Don't take me wrong. Like, she has a beautiful lady.
She's still beautiful.
Yeah, she still is. But I just had it in my head like her and Alan Grant were more of an age. But no, he would have been maybe in his 40s. So actually, do you know, it is a wee bit kind of whenever you look at it.
I'm not going to look too much into that.
No, don't. It was back whenever that was acceptable. We're kind of moved on a bit now, kind of going, and as also, he's like not her professor, but definitely colleagues. You'd imagine he's the senior on that dig. Yeah. There's kind of, it gets a bit messy.
Yeah. Jurassic Groom. I don't know, but yeah, her acting's class. Alan Grant, the bit where he leans up onto the
belly
chest
goes up and down. Yeah.
Do you ever see someone edited that? Like, so no. Do you know the scene where Dr. Malcolm's like fucked after getting attacked by the T-Rex, and he's like lying, you know, with it top off. No, so someone's edited, so it's Alan Grant listening to his chest go up and down.
I know that I've seen that. Yes.
So good. Like,
there's no need as well for Malcolm to be lying with his shirt off, as my son pointed out last night. Yeah. He's like, why's his shirt open? It's like he's got a sore leg. I don't know.
See, there's certain things like that in old Spielberg films which are so iconic that, like, have you seen Disclosure Day yet?
No.
I actually really liked it, but there's certain things in it that maybe Spielberg does that maybe don't fit into modern cinema or something. Yes. There's a couple of like things like that kind of looked a bit like cartoony on screen. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, but I think that's one of them now. You couldn't just get away with some absolute thirst trap just
lying there.
Oh no, the raptors!
Because I hurt my leg.
The raptors are coming. It just wouldn't work. No. But this is when it kind of switches over to when they realize that Dennis Nedry's like fucked off and he's really starting to fuck the place up. I noticed for the first time yesterday that there's a picture of Oppenheimer on his on his computer. Sorry, and then with a wee quote next to it. I forget what the quote was, but it's like, is he like a massive Oppenheimer fan or something? Like, and then it goes into that infuriating, thing that the computer says. Do you remember what it is?
Not without the no.
That's it. Yeah.
Not without the magic word.
Yeah. You forgot to say the magic word.
Forgot to say the magic word. That's it.
And then fucking Arnold, Samuel L's character, is like, I hate this hacker shit.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the probably cringier parts of the movie where it's like they're acting as if, well, there probably was like a hacker subculture in the early 90s, but
there was, because Lex is a hacker.
Yeah, but that's what it's saying. And then it's like, oh, you're up there playing in your room all the time. And then when she is trying to lock the door and she's like, I've used this before. This is Unix.
This is the Unix. I know this.
Unix is just a fucking operating system.
Yeah,
that's like being like, I've used this before.
Microsoft.
Yeah. This is Windows XP. Like, you know what I mean?
Not
like,
XP.
Yeah. So I think in the book it kind of emphasizes her being a hacker quite a bit more as well, which is just, I think back when
there wasn't really any point before that in the film though that you could lay out the fact she's a hacker, other than I think she refers to herself as a hacker. That's it. But and that's the only kind of, I suppose, foreshadowing it can give to the fact of we're going to need this later on.
Exactly. I'm not a nerd. I'm a hacker. And it's like, ugh. But it was one of those things where it was like a subculture of the internet that was so in its early stages that no one understood, and Hollywood kind of like globbed onto it and was like, hackers.
Maybe something we could do here.
Yeah. It was. Did you ever see that film Hackers?
No.
I think it was late 90s. It was Angelina Jolie. What do you call him? What do you call the actor who played Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo movies again?
Oh, no,
Matthew Lillard.
Matthew, yes.
Yeah.
See, I know him from Scream.
Oh, yeah.
Scream would have been just hitting as I was in like starting my teenage years as well. It was a huge thing.
That's one of the big ones I haven't seen.
Scream!
I haven't seen any of them. Like, yeah. Liam McCoy wasn't too happy with me that one.
But well, me and hers of similar age, and it just was kind of hitting me. Would have been about 14, 15, and it was massive.
I need to watch. I said on one of the earlier episodes this season that maybe this year is my year to watch them finally around Halloween, like, because I heard they're unbelievable.
They are very good, yeah.
But yeah, the whole hackers thing, that film Hackers, it was like, apparently it hasn't aged well in terms of the culture and stuff, and like when they're hacking, it's actually they're playing this like wee video game and all, like but it's meant to hold up pretty well in terms of like a film, so where are we here? Oh yeah, that's a good one. When they're being chased by the T-Rex, when they've got Malcolm in the back of the car.
Yes.
Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. Do you remember that in Toy Story 2?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think I got that reference in Toy Story 2.
The T-Rex chase through the shop. Yeah. I do, yeah.
So good. Like. Yeah, this is literally my notes here. It says, the hacker thing is cringe. And then, it says, topless, sweaty Malcolm.
So you can't go too far wrong with that.
So after that then is the bit where they're going to climb the fence and they're checking with the electrics on, and I love it when Alan Grant pretends to be electrocuted and he's like it's so good. And then Lex is like, that's not funny, and Tim's like, that was classic.
He's loving it.
So good.
But I was watching, let's say, last night with my son beside me, and because my husband's an electrician, so my son has a wee bit of kind of knowledge of this type of thing.
Oh, nice.
And he knew that that's what Laura Dern's character was doing at that point in time, was turning on the power, but he hadn't put the two and two together. And whenever he seen the 10,000 volts, he's like, whoa, that's lots. And then as Tim was climbing everything, and I said, yeah, but what's she doing? And he was like, she's turning on the power.
Oh no.
And you could see his wee brain putting the two and two together going, but then we both get really annoyed at the fact that Tim just stands there and does nothing.
Oh my god.
It's like, you could have been down so easy. You had loads of time. There was like 7 rungs below you. You could have been down. Is that what you wrote?
Read the note under my thumb there. Tim deserved electrocution. Like,
he did everything that was coming to
like,
him.
3, 2, and just fucking jump off it. Like, just fuck it. And he's like, what are you guys talking about? Oh, I was infuriated at that yesterday.
But even the bit when he was still in the tree in the car, and Alan Grant shouting up at him, and he's just up there not talking.
Yeah.
Like, even just I'm okay, give me a second.
Yeah.
No, nothing. Like, of course, he's like a child and he's horrified.
No,
he's
fuck him.
Survived a T-Rex attack and been trapped in a car that fell down a ravine. But I'm still very harsh on him. I'm like, just even give me a minute.
Yeah. I threw up. I don't give a fuck, Tim? Get out of the fucking car, you wee rat.
Get out of the tree.
So I actually think Alan Grant, for a man that hates children, had a lot of patience in these
really
situations.
Did.
Like, you know.
And considering he was also going through a dinosaur attack for the first time, he actually handled himself really well.
Who says the line in? It's like, who better to take the kids through a dinosaur attack than a dinosaur expert?
I think it's Hammond.
Yeah.
I think it's Hammond. There's lots of wee bits in this actually that are quite comedic as well. Do you know, a wee kind of laughs, like even when the T-Rex is literally going around the back of the Land Rover, going towards the Ken Land Rover, and Alan Grant's staring out the window, but Malcolm has to wipe the window because it's all steamed up on his side.
That's right.
Just a totally unnecessary point, but funny.
Yeah.
Do you know, there's lots of wee bits of comedy in it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I know I was reading there, you know, James Cameron, when he heard about this, was trying to buy the rights to it. So he thought what was going to happen was they're going to be put on bid, but I think it's Universal make Jurassic Park, isn't it?
Yeah.
They bought the rights to make the film before the book was even published. Yeah. So
nice.
James Cameron was going to buy it, but he was going to do like a bit of an Aliens thing with it and do like a full-blown horror movie. And he actually said afterwards he was glad that he didn't, because
very different movie.
Yeah, it was
very different movie. Yeah.
Not only that, but like this film reignited like love for dinosaurs and kids all across the world.
It really did. And like it's still, but we're 20, 30 years on, and we're still, you know, there's sequels, there's all the rest of it. Whereas I think that would have killed it. Yeah. I think because you can watch it as a family, 100%. And it kind of, it's one of those ones you watch it as you grow and you spot more wee bits in it as well too. So no, I think Steven Spielberg was the right guy for the job.
That's literally what Cameron said. He's like, if I had done it, no one would have given a fuck about dinosaurs. Like it would have just been Aliens again. Like, you know. So then that's when we get into the bit where you see the raptors properly for the first time. So it's 1:44. Is it when Ellie Sattler runs into the breaker room and then Arnold's arm comes out?
Well, that's first you see them. You're aware that they're out because they had to turn off all the power.
Yes.
In order to override the whatever it was that Nedry had done to shut down the systems, they had to turn off everything, and that's how the raptors got out. Was never the second shutdown happened. They hadn't been out before that. So whenever they go, then they realise that Arnold took too long to get everything back online again. What do you call the fella, the Kenyan hunter? Oh,
Muldoon.
I keep forgetting his name.
Absolute alcohol in the book as well.
Is he?
Yeah, like raging alcoholic.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So they go then to figure out what's going on. Why is Arnold taking so long? And he immediately spots that the raptors are out. He sees the bent pens, and he says something along the lines of, even Nedry knew not to fuck with a raptor pen. Yeah. Do you know that was the second shutdown that actually caused that to happen? Even Nedry knew you didn't fuck about with that. But that's... And there's a lot of foreshadowing that's happened there too, because it's whenever Grant is telling the young chap back at the dig, raptors, you see them in front of you, but actually what you don't see is the two coming the other side, and that's exactly how Muldoon gets hunted then.
Muldoon didn't know that, you see.
Muldoon didn't know. If he had a conversation with Grant, it'd have been a different story. Yeah.
So it's Muldoon and Ellie Sattler walking towards the breaker room, and Muldoon says, "We're being hunted right now," and then you go on. But then probably one of the most iconic lines in the whole film is, what is it when he said, "Clever girl." So good. Yeah.
But also, I was a wee bit. He looked a wee bit too excited to shoot her. Yeah. As well, whenever he was fixing getting the shotgun into his arm and all the rest of it and fixing the bits and trying to do it quietly, like he wanted to shoot that raptor and had been looking forward to that opportunity quite a while. Not as bad as in which film is it? Is it the fourth one? What do you call him? Him with the baldy head comes along and he's a hunter and he's trying to get the T-Rex.
Vincent D'Onofrio, was it in the fourth one?
Is it the guy? Pete Postlethwaite. Whenever he's in it,
the third one.
No, it's like the fourth one. The one where fourth or fifth one maybe.
Pete Postlethwaite died long before that.
He came out. He's in one of them, and he's there because he deliberately wants to shoot a T-Rex. He wants to get the tooth for his neck.
Oh, that's the second one, I think.
Are you sure it's the second one?
Nearly, because the fourth one's Jurassic World that came out in 2015.
Sorry, you're right. It's the second one. I feel like that was a lot recenter. But yes, he was obviously so delighted to be shooting dinosaurs, but I thought that Muldoon as well looked a wee bit too happy about the opportunity to shoot a raptor. Yeah. Now, in that situation, I absolutely would have been shooting raptors as well.
Yeah.
Or trying to.
100%,
But they did seem quite delighted. Because he had been saying shoot her right from the start. Like the first scene, he's like, shoot her.
I'm going to bring up David Heatley again. He probably will listen to this because it's Jurassic Park, because he got me into this movie when I was younger, but he also used to have a Super Nintendo in his house, and they had the Jurassic Park game on the Super Nintendo.
Was it good?
I don't think it was that good, but there is something so nostalgic about it, because you're walking around. I think you play Alan Grant. It's more like a top-down game where you've got this like electric gun, and you're kind of it's not like a big action game. It's more of like a wee puzzly type thing. Like, so I think I remember being disappointed as a child about that, but it was still cool getting to walk around Jurassic Park, like, you know. Class. But yeah, I know what you mean. Muldoon definitely did have like a wee bit of a spark in his eye when
he was happy with that.
when he was going to shoot that, like.
Clever girl.
Then so good.
I know, such a good line.
Then the next like big scene is the kitchen scene.
Oh my god, yeah.
So scary, like.
It is. It really is.
It's a full blown horror at that stage.
And looking back on it now as well, the bit where she's in the the hatch trying to close it, and it's obviously a reflection. You can tell as an adult it's a reflection, but whenever I was watching it as a child, I didn't know, and I thought she was fucked.
Yeah. I was watching it yesterday, forgot it was a reflection. I was like,
had you too?
I was like, that's right.
But even still, like, that thing just got brained, and then it's lying right in front of her. She still climbed out right in front of its mouth. Like, you couldn't have been guaranteed that thing wasn't going to go up a lot quicker.
Yeah. The bit around then when Ellie Sattler's, it's like, how many were there? And she's like, there's only 2 available unless they learn how to open doors. And then it cuts straight away.
See the door.
So good.
I had seen something online saying that I've never noticed it, but just at the point where the 2 raptors walk into the kitchen, and that the animatronics were so clumsy and really unstable, you can see a hand on the back of one of the tails just holding it steady as it goes into the kitchen.
Way.
Yeah, I've never spotted it.
No.
But apparently you can see a hand holding one of the raptors still up.
I've never picked that up. That's class.
Yeah. I heard as well that a lot of the animatronics, because it rained so heavily, they got caught in a real bad tropical storm during filming, that they malfunctioned like shit the whole time, and they would just, people sit and eat their lunch whenever no filming's happening, they just start randomly moving. Yeah. Like, how terrifying would
Unbelievable.
that be?
It was the T-Rex one that did that. So it was 12,000 pounds in weight, and they had to have like so many health and safety things on the set because it moves so quickly. Like, one of the prop masters was saying, like, if its head moved fast past you, it felt like a bus driving past you. But yeah, so like a hurricane actually hit. I don't know where they filmed this actually, but
I know it's Hawaii, but I don't know which island.
Yeah, okay, fair enough then. But a hurricane had hit during filming, and the rain fucked up the animatronics and the T-Rex. And so it's exactly what you were saying there. It was Kathleen Kennedy who actually just retired from like head of Star Wars or Disney or something, but she was like the producer on set, and she's saying you've eaten your lunch and the fucking thing will go and everyone will be like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like,
have you heard about there's a bit of a YouTube comment section that's a bit viral about this, about the dinosaurs and the animatronics? No.
Oh, is it the head dinosaur supervisor?
Phil
Tippett, yeah.
Like, even the fact his title was dinosaur supervisor.
You had one job.
Phil, come on.
Yeah. That's actually a really interesting story about Phil Tippett. So he was actually the stop motion animator, and he famously worked for Industrial Light and Magic, ILM, who was like one of the first special effects companies. His main thing that would be so famous was from are you a Star Wars fan?
No. Never watched it.
Well, so at the start of The Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars, there's these big massive robots that are kind of in the shape of dogs called AT-ATs.
Yeah, I know them, yeah.
AT-ATs, yeah. So he animated them. It was all stop motion. That's what he is famous for. So he was hired for Jurassic Park to do stop motion on the dinosaurs. But there was 2 guys that worked for ILM that were like, we could probably do these completely computer generated. And Phil was like, fuck up. You're not doing all that. Because at the time there was like a big stigma about computer animation. People were like, we're going to lose our jobs because the computer's going to do all of it for us.
Same as we are with AI now, yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. But they didn't see computers as a tool. They seen it like as AI, as it does it all for you. But these 2 guys went behind Phil Tippett's back and animated just a T-Rex walking with the tail wagging and showed it to Kathleen Kennedy, who was the producer at the time, and she was like, Steven Spielberg needs to see this. So he brought in George Lucas, because they were good mates at the time. They did Indiana Jones together and all, and George Lucas and Spielberg were brought into the screening of just like a 10-20 second clip of a T-Rex walking. Apparently George Lucas broke down crying and was like, you've just changed the face of cinema forever. And Phil Tippett was like, you fucking wee bastards. So they kept him on anyway, because he had already done so much like research into how the dinosaurs walk that he could assist them and how they animated on the computer. But that's why his title in the credits is dinosaur supervisor and not like animator. Yeah.
He had one job.
Yeah, he had one job, Phil Tippett, god damn it. Like,
just you say about Indiana Jones, do you know Harrison Ford was one of the first picks for Alan Grant's character?
No way. Yeah.
Originally it had been and they basically decided no, that because it would turn out to be Indiana Jones with dinosaurs.
Right enough, yeah.
And I seen someone online was like saying, yeah, he would just be arriving there going, this should all just be in a museum.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Shouldn't be a theme park.
That's another thing. I did Raiders of the Lost Ark with Daniel Houston in one of my seasons, and that's one thing I was saying probably doesn't age well as much about Indiana Jones is like the whole let's take it off these indigenous tribes and put it in our museums.
Yeah.
But he was so noble back in the day for doing that. Like it's just the whole anti-colonialism.
Now we look at it slightly differently. Yeah.
Pretty much. So it turned out then the T-Rex was kind of the hero in the end of this film, wasn't he? Like
a bit in the terms of how he saved them from the raptors at the end, but also considering how much build up there had been to the T-Rex arriving and the water droplets, and that was done twice because you remember when Ian Malcolm's lying in the back of the Land Rover, and they're away trying to find where everyone else is, and the T-Rex is coming again. You see the ripples in the puddle,
yeah.
But yeah, and all the T-Rex arrives and bites the raptor, and nobody notices it coming.
Right
in the middle of the foyer. It's like, where the fuck did T-Rex come from, and how did nobody notice that?
I never picked up on that. Like, yeah,
he's just suddenly there biting into a raptor, and it's like, what the hell?
Have you ever seen that scene? So since this film came out, there's been a lot of like scientific advancement, and they've kind of realized that maybe the way the Jurassic Park dinosaurs look isn't really an accurate representation of them. Well, firstly, all the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park aren't from the Jurassic period, from the Cretaceous period.
There's only 2 are Jurassic, but don't ask me which 2 they are.
But when Spielberg was asked about that, he's like,
Jurassic just sounded cooler than Cretaceous.
Jurassic, he literally said that it sounds cooler. Like, but do you ever see someone has actually like CGI'd that scene with the raptors circling them in the welcome center and made them look what they would look like?
Feathers and all.
Feathers and beaks and all. They actually look maybe scarier.
Yeah, I would say so.
I think a wee bit.
Yeah.
There's also a more modern, accurate representation of what a T-Rex would have sounded like.
Oh.
And someone's added that in, and it is fucking terrifying.
Even worse than what they have.
Yeah. So what they had was like a combination of like an alligator growl, a baby elephant squeak, and a hippopotamus.
I knew there's a hippo in there. Yeah.
Well, the elephant squeak, apparently when they were recording that, he was scared or something, made this mad noise, and the boys with the microphones went to the zookeeper, get him to do that again, and the zookeeper was like, I've never fucking heard him do that in my life. Never mind, get him to do it again.
You've
what
got
are you on?
Go, yeah.
Fuck off, Phil Tippett, will you? So that's how they created that. But the new one, it almost, I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah,
it doesn't sound like it's of this planet. Mm-hmm. I'll send this all. Like, I have a load of stuff to send you after. Like, watch this. But it's classic. But yeah, check out that wee feathered scene as well. Like,
also, because I think that the velociraptors as they are in that film aren't what velociraptors would have been. They wouldn't have been that size. They'd been a lot smaller. Yeah. An actual velociraptor, they are those animals or those dinosaurs. It's more like, I'm going to say this wrong. It's like, no, you're going to try and pronounce it. It's not begin with D. It's not oh no, I can't say any of them. But there's like
that's bipedal or something.
Something like that. There's a different dinosaur that would be, but that's really not what a velociraptor would have been like size wise. But then that's just kind of like, so that's the legend of what velociraptors look like, and that's carried right through into the new films as well. I don't think they have updated the velociraptors in the new films, like Chris Pratt and all the rest of them are a bit more what they. But at the end of the day, they're working with what science had at that point in time. You know, so
100%,
that's all they had.
What was I going to say? Yeah, sorry. I'm just going to jump into a bit of trivia here. We've actually covered a lot of it here going throughout. But the main thing, the first thing was like, it's mad how much Jurassic Park actually reunited the world's love for dinosaurs.
Absolutely,
and like maybe like 10, 15 years after it came out, the amount of paleontologists that got degrees and stuff was like through the roof.
And
they were discovering dinosaurs at like a much, much higher rate than they ever had afterwards. Like, and then the next one. The next one was about the robot T-Rex. We discussed that. So going back to the hurricane that hit during filming, the staff and crew and cast, were all staying in this hotel, and they were all moved into the ballroom of the hotel because the hurricane was hitting so hard, but they couldn't wake Richard Attenborough up.
Right, okay.
And they're banging the door and all. They're like, you need to fucking get out of the room. They're like, fuck it, he's not waking up. And the next morning he was like, ugh. And
did you sleep, lads?
He was asked, like, how the fuck did you sleep through that? And his exact quote was, I'm not going to do the accent. He's like, my dear boy, I survived the Blitz.
Fair enough.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
I've slept through a bomb.
Have you?
Yeah, I was only a kid at the time, but I was staying with friends over in Kilray. I was maybe about 8 or so.
Yeah.
And they bombed the chapel in Cloré, just up the road. It's about less than 100 yards away.
Jesus.
And I slept through. Didn't know the next morning. The people were saying, like, did you hear it last night? I was like, no, it's fine. My mum was like immediately around the next morning to pick me up. Like, are you okay? It's like, yeah. And it wasn't until after I was told, you slept right through the bomb.
Yeah.
So
the only bomb
it's not the Blitz, like, but it was, it was like a child with the troubles.
the only bomb in my lifetime that I can remember going off in Uri was like 2011 or something.
Oh,
do you remember
enough?
that?
No.
The courthouse got bombed.
Oh.
But I remember saying I give you the wrong address. So that address I gave you, I accidentally gave Adele my ma's address that I haven't lived in 6 years. And then the only reason I realised is because I was doing a podcast with Gino Lynch here the other night, and I sent him my right address, and I was like, I don't remember typing that recently. So I went back and went, Jesus Christ. So I was up there,
which knocking your ma's door this morning.
Yeah. Is Niall here? Who the fuck?
Hasn't been here in years. So.
Yeah. But I was living up in her house and heard this massive explosion. Or like a bang, and the window started shaking. And my dad's a politician. I was like, we're fucked. We're getting fucking shot at or something here. And then my sister, who lived in the opposite end of town, rang and said, did you hear that? And I was like, oh fuck, it's somewhere in the town. But then that's what it was, the courthouse. Someone just parked a car outside it, fucking went like,
Jesus, right, okay. I don't even remember that.
It's mad to think, like it's like, oh yeah. Like, you know,
I know.
I was mad,
I know. But also, even like going back, not as much now, but I remember back whenever I'd have been just starting my job that I do, and about driving quite a bit, and you'd come across bomb scares and you reroute it, and it was a I blasé. We were about a bomb scare meant you had to go a different route.
You're still fucking getting them about once a year at this stage. Like, I don't know who's.
And it's just like.
Right, where are we here? Oh, I survived the Blitz. Yeah, so that was another thing I was saying. Universal bought the rights of the film before the book was even published for $2 million. Michael Crichton was fucking happy enough with that.
But then he also did the screenplay, so I bet you still made
I
coin,
probably got more off that. Him and
that.
David Koepp did this. Yeah. David Koepp also wrote the new Disclosure Day as well.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
Him and Spielberg have done a load of stuff together. But oh yeah, that's an interesting one. So Ariana, fuck, I'm so bad. Ariana Richards, who plays Lex, the young girl in it, the way that she was auditioned, and that's the way the auditions went, is people would send in tapes of like them like screaming, and she like sent in a tape of her like in as much anguish as humanly possible. And Spielberg was watching them in his house one night trying to cast someone, and her scream was so loud it woke up his wife, and she came down and was like, are the kids okay? And he's like, that's the one, she's the one, which is cool.
Well, going back to the T-Rex scene again, where the T-Rex goes and eats Durano off the toilet, and then Durano, Catholic obviously as well, doing the Hail Mary as T-Rex come through.
Right enough.
I'll take.
Donald Durano, it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't, but well, Durano's maybe Italian,
yeah,
so he's flat out doing the Hail Mary.
Danny.
Not the point I was going to make, but whenever Alan Grant gets her out from below the car, and she's just leaning up and starts screaming, and obviously T-Rex is right there, and he has to, and I was always so annoyed with her as a young girl. I'm like, I wouldn't have screamed like that. It's like, obviously you don't know about, he can only see you if you move. Shut up, Lex.
That always pissed me off, and like every Alan Grant one, that's like his famous line. It's like their vision is based on movement, and then next thing people are just legging it and like, fucking stop it.
Also not true, only just made up for the movie, but it really helped. It was a great plot point.
See the line in this, see when they're walking upstairs when they first go into the welcome centre, and like Malcolm's like, oh, what do you think of all this? And then Sam Neill, Alan Grant says, I think we're extinct. That's what I meant to say earlier. That line was directly from Phil Tippett when he seen the footage.
Oh, the animation of the CGI.
He actually went, we're extinct, and Spielberg was like, I'm using that.
Yeah, that's good.
James Cameron have said that. Guitar strings. Oh yeah, here's a cracking one for you actually, right? When they're filming this, obviously the sound of the T-Rex itself would have been post-production. So to give something the actors to play off against, Spielberg would do the roar himself through a megaphone. And Sam Neill said that it was so silly sounding that the hardest part of acting against it was trying not to laugh. So they'd be like
just doing nothing. Like
they'd be like action, and Spielberg would be like rah. Woeful,
just like Stevie, stop it.
But in terms of trivia, that's pretty much everything I have. Do you have any wee tidbits or anything, or?
I'm sure I'll remember stuff after I'm finished, but I can't think of enough more off the top of my head. I think I covered most of it there. Just a fantastic film.
There's no better. Like,
up so
standalone film, there's nothing better. Like,
and iconic music, iconic imagery. Just it stands up in terms of a film from that time, how it moved, all filmmaking forward, I think, as well too. But brilliant.
Unbelievable. So I was saying the day before recorded to give you're coming out with the podcast pretty soon.
Give
it a wee plug.
Soon. So myself and him again are launching a podcast shortly start of August called The Cracks 40. Just giving away our age.
Oh, is that? I was actually just about to ask you. I was like, but that's not half a night.
No. So instead of The Cracks 9, we've got The Cracks 40. So it's becoming out to start, and it's just ourselves chatting shit. Bit of chat about starting comedy in our later years and all that type of carry on. And
did Una start around the same time as you?
Una started about 2 months before me.
Okay.
She was in the September, I was right at the start of November. So
did you know each other before?
Didn't know each other at all before.
That's cool. You are good mates and all now.
Just good mates now, and ironically both from kind of Ballycastle, same neck of the woods, similar jobs and all, but just by chance had never kind of crossed paths.
That's unreal.
Until we started doing this. So so it was one of them ones we seeing other people doing podcasts and like, oh, I would do this way. If we ever did a podcast, I would maybe do this. Or if we ever did a podcast, I was maybe like that. And then it's like, maybe we should do a Are we doing a podcast? I think we are. So it's been in the chats as a couple of months, and we're finally just about to start recording this week, and then be launching start of August. Looking forward to it.
That'll be class. So your Instagram handle is it Edel Carey?
Edel Carey. Edel_Carey. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. So everyone check out Edel. It's just hilarious.
Thank you.
We've gigged together once, and hopefully many more.
I would say so. Yeah. I think you're going to be all over the scene now, Niall, as well.
You reckon? You'll be sick of looking at me after a while.
Not
like,
at all.
Just a load of fart jokes and all. Like. But no, here, thank you so much for coming down.
No, thank you for having me. It's been good fun.
Cheers.